Alright, what's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 1. And today I have a special guest. It is my wife. And yeah, she's going to be joining us today to review the season, but also the reunion, everything they talked about. So, what do you think about the theme that they had today? It was like the dungeon theme, like they were all in black. And they even had Bolo's costume there, the stripper.
So I'm looking at the TV and I'm looking at the theme, and I think it's like too dark, too gothic, too much, like too overdone. It's like, okay, you're a housewife. It is a reunion. Calm down, settle down. You're not at the fucking Oscars. You know? Do you get what I'm saying or no?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because like even the Oscars are tonight and they're not like clammed up. Talking about theme, what do you think about their outfits? Like, who do you think is the best dressed in the reunion?
I like a little bit of each one, but I don't specifically like one outfit entirely. I don't like Portia's accessories. I don't like anything of Candy. I do like Portia's dress, and I kind of like Kenya's makeup, and I also like Cynthia's dress and hair, and I think Andy looks nice. I think Candy's like too much.
Kinda have to agree. Candy's outfit would be good for like a picture, but not for like a reunion. It's not like a good moving outfit. It's more like a photograph outfit. And what about Kenya? Kenya looked like she got some work done. Like her face looks really stretched out. What do you think?
I think that's how her face is. It's just like they don't get their filters. Like, you see how on they kind of like look normal.
So one of the topics on the reunion part 1 was about the quarantine weight. They all said that they gained weight, and they even showed Candy stuffing her mouth with food. And I feel like Kenya, she went like in drastic, like probably went to the gym a lot, and then but she also went to I feel like she went to see the doctor before, because her face looks really stretched. Something else we talked about in the reunion was all about the political Black Lives Matter movement. What do you think about that? What do you think that they should have included all of that at the beginning of the show of the season 13?
Well, what do you mean? Like, aren't they including it now?
I mean, like episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 were all about that, and then kind of stopped. They phased it out once Bolo showed up. But like at first, it was all about.
It's a little like extremes. Like, it's Bolo and then there's activism, and it's like too much. It's good to see the activism and like their involvement with Black Lives Matter, but then like the next episode, it's like everyone's in a thong dancing to Bolo, and it's just too much.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Portia, she's trying to be like this, like her grandpa in activism. Like, I feel like this season she was like really like, I don't know, I didn't like Portia this season. I feel like she was like kind of like reserved, or something's off about her, because like, but then again, like you were talking about the Black Lives Matter, she was over there getting in jail for it, but then again also like opening her legs and saying that she'll open her legs for a good man. Like, so it's kind of, she said that. And like in the episode, she's like, oh, you got a nice car, and then she's opening her legs slowly, and then she's like, oh, you have like something, and then she's like, give me your baby or something like that. After the Black Lives Matter, they talked about Drew Sidora, the newest housewife, and I think it's her first and only season guest appearance. What do you think about Drew?
I liked Drew throughout the season until the last episode, when she was kind of just arguing for no reason. But overall, like throughout the season, I liked watching her story, and I think she's a little different character than the other girls, so it was like interesting to watch. But just the way that like her present that she brought to the gift exchange, it was like, whoa, this girl's kind of crazy.
Well, some parts, like she wasn't like the worst character in housewife history, but she wasn't the best. At first, I feel like the first couple of episodes with her husband, where they were all like mad at each other, and I feel like that's the real them. But I feel like they started to act like kind of like fake because they were like, oh, we need to change it up for the cameras. We're being too aggressive. And I really don't understand all her aggression towards Kenya. Like, it's her first season. Like, I don't know. I didn't really like her. They also brought the husband in of Drew Sidor's husband, and one of the main questions was asking him where he was in Florida. What do you think about that? He disappeared and he didn't really want to say where or with who he was.
So I didn't really watch the first episodes of the season, and I don't remember them arguing. So what's the deal?
So no comment. Okay. Yeah, it was mainly Kenya arguing with Drew, and I don't know, it was kind of like Drew was over here talking about how Kenya retweeted a tweet about her son. It's like, Drew, you're trying to bring up fights just to bring up a fight, like what you said. Like, it's like pointless arguing. The show part 1 ended with the friend of Candy but stolen by Kenya. What was her name? Latoya. What do you think about Latoya?
I think she shouldn't be on Housewives. Like, where's she come from? Yeah, why are we getting YouTube people on Housewives? Sometimes I understand one of them, and then sometimes I understand the other one, and then it's like, sometimes they're both wrong, sometimes they're both right, and it's just like, it's not like the old arguments from back in the day of the Nene Licks and the Kim.
Do you think it's because they're brand new and they're kind of finding their way, or do you think it's because it's like a different atmosphere? Because you've been watching them for a while, the show, right?
Yeah, it's not so organic-y anymore. It's like they're trying to pick fights just to pick fights. And they don't have like history together, which is like the interesting part of these shows, when they find groups of friends that aren't really friends, but they've known each other for years. And it seems like this time they just picked this YouTube crew out of thin air, and it's like, where does she fall into place?
What about the whole fight about the pastor? What are your views on the pastor situation?
I think the pastor is the sketchy one in this scenario.
Do you agree with Candy?
Yeah, he's sketchy. Just like all men.
Latoya, she's like, I don't know, like, she's always late because some reason or another. She was late to the Christmas thing. She was late to the black owner show that what's her name, the model lady that Cynthia organized. She was late to that. She's like basically late. Like, she wants to make an entrance for everything. It's like, bro, do it once, okay, do it twice, okay, but like now, even to the reunion, you're like, oh my, what did she say? She has a UTI. She had a cold. She had something was wrong with her. Like, in her dressing room, she looked like she was sick, but then she came out like walking fine, and it looked like she was fine. Like, I feel like she just wants to create drama around her. No, I didn't really like her character. Yeah, that wraps it up. Any last thought?
I think they need to bring back some people.
Cool.
I would like to see Sheree back. I would like for them to make Marlo like a permanent housewife.
Why? What would you gain from her becoming permanent?
Because she just has her life together but doesn't.
So you would want to see more of her life?
Yeah.
Like
she's the type to like come here and make sure everyone has snacks and has hand sanitizer and is ready to film on like a good lighting. Like, she's just that girl.
But like, isn't like production in charge of bringing all that to them? Like the Kenya Moore trip to whatever, isn't production like?
It just seems like Marlo would have all that covered, and it would be good to follow her one day and see how she does it, because she also takes care of like her nephews and stuff, and then she still like manages to look fabulous. But then it's like, how do you make your money? Like, not like dig deep to like find shady things, but like just figure out her life. Because she always seems prepared.
But what if it happens?
And when she doesn't, when she's not available, she sends people on behalf of her. Like, she's proper, but not proper.
But what if it happens, like, you know that housewife that they arrested because she was doing this scam?
Yeah.
What if that happens to her and then she's bye-bye in jail, Marlo?
Well, then she's bye-bye in jail.
You risk it for that?
I mean, what do you mean? She's risking it, not me.
Well, I mean, I guess she's been on TV long enough that we kind of would have already heard something, right?
Yeah. And then I think they need to bring back,
Don't say Nene.
I think Nene needs to come back.
No, Nene does not need to come back.
She just has to.
She's just too annoying. She's just too entitled now.
Yeah.
She's kind of like Bethany, but worse.
And I also want Bethany back on New York Housewives.
This is not New York Housewives.
Well, that's my favorite. And they also need to bring back, what was that lady's name? Like, Ava Marie, or what's her name?
Her?
What's her name?
Ava, the top model lady.
Oh, no, not her. What was
Eva.
her? No, not her. What's her name?
Phaedra Parks.
No, Phaedra could stay gone. What was that lady?
Kim Zolciak.
No, she has like a tiny voice. She's like,
Oh, the rapper lady.
oh, I'll try to find her name.
Okay.
She came out on the recent episode of Married to Medicine, but I know she started out in Housewives. I think they need to bring her back and just bring back people that have connections with each other. Don't just drop random people. Like,
So overall, I know we're barely on part 1 of the reunion show, but what do you feel about the whole season 13? Do you think it was like a bummer because of COVID? Do you think they did their best, or do you think it's just the characters that were not the best? And that, what do you think? Did you like it or not?
I think they did a good job with COVID. And the characters were fine, but it wasn't like a season where it was like, wow. It was just kind of like a little bit boring. I didn't really like care to watch Cynthia get married again for like the 5th time. And
Well, they're gonna talk about that in part 2.
Bolo was funny to watch.
That whole thing was fun.
That was funny, and it just kind of shows Portia at a different light, and I don't know if I like that light. I liked her when she was like trying to figure out how to like race P, and now we don't really see P, so I would like to see more of P.
Yeah, the show wasn't the best this season. It had some moments. It did have a couple of moments, but I feel like since they've had too many new characters, too many new friends, then some of the friends, they were old, disappeared out of nowhere. I feel like it would have been better, but overall, it was okay based on what they had and the timing. Alright, thanks for watching part 1 of the reunion, and see you next week for part 2. Bye.
TTYL.